Okay, fabulous. We're recording. Well,
Perfect.
Joey, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
yeah, so this is another UK film review interview. We're talking today about the new sort of road thriller Delivery Run, directed by Joey Palmroos. I'm very happy to say that I really loved this film,
Oh,
and
thanks, man.
very excited to talk about it. Um, I just thought it was just constantly entertaining and incredibly well made and tightly constructed and so much just spectacle. Could you possibly just introduce the film for us and what it's about?
Yeah, sure. Delivery Run is an action thriller set in a small town, Nisva, Minnesota. And it tells a story of a food delivery man who's getting harassed by this menacing snowplow. And it's pretty much cat and mouse throughout the entire journey. And everything sort of unfolds between sunset and sunrise.
Fabulous, perfect. So maybe an early thing to say is that this
Mhm.
film feels quite clearly influenced by Spielberg's first film, Duel. And in all the right ways. You've even got like a moment where the snowplow like waves him past and he tries to overtake, and then there's a car coming the other way and he swerves past. Or even I thought like the scene in the bar where he's looking around at all these old guys and he doesn't know like which one's pursuing him. So all of that I enjoyed being reminded of Duel. I was just wondering, you know, what sort of relationship do you have with Duel, and did it, that did it play that big of a part in the writing and construction of this film?
No, yeah, that's a good question, and I'm really happy to hear that you caught those couple of moments there in the movie. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Spielberg is someone I've looked up to, like most of filmmakers, I think, ever since I was yay high.
Yeah.
And when going about making this film, my second feature, coming up with the idea, had nothing to do with Duel or anything. It was actually me driving behind a snowplow in Finland.
Oh,
And I was like, oh
really?
my God, like, yeah, it was a pretty snowy day. I was like, oh my God, like if this thing charged at me, and that sort of like then later reminded me of 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 Duel. Duel is one of my all-time favorite movies, and it's just awesome that I believe it was Spielberg's first TV movie. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah, it is. Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah.
It was like a TV movie originally, wasn't it?
It
And
was
then
a TV
got
movie, yeah, yeah,
theatrically,
exactly. So,
yeah.
but still, I think even today, it really holds, and I think it's great, and it definitely was there as an inspiration for me. I mean, we do have, a character who's running away from someone, and I wanted to basically, what's my take on it, and
Yeah.
not just like what's my take on Duel, but like what are the moments that made me love Duel, and when thinking about coming up with Delivery Run. And definitely those few couple of moments, I'm like, oh, I just have to go there and go to the bar and just see the faces. It's just a moment that I enjoyed
Yeah.
so much because isn't the saying a great artist they steal. So I'm like, I decided to steal something as well.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
just couldn't help myself.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I
And
think you do it. You put the spin on it. This is a completely different sort of environment with the snow
yeah,
and sort of the stakes of the sort of area you're filming in. And also, I would say that the protagonist is incredibly different as well. Whereas the protagonist in Duel is like really trying to keep his cool. He's just like this kind of this man, this just like this mustache, just like, I'm here, I'm fine.
yeah.
Whereas your protagonist, Lee, is completely sort of erratic and just all over the place and always making the wrong decision. And I was just wondering, I mean, he reminded me almost a little bit of like Griffin Dunn in After Hours in a way. Like he's like
Yeah.
always on the back foot. He's always trying to get to the next thing. And then the added stakes of the goldfish in the car really just fully form the character in a way. I was just wondering where did this character come from and where did the goldfish come from?
A nice add-on with the goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, will it will my answer would be this. I mean, we live in a day where we're surrounded by these massive, superhero movies
Mm,
all the time. And I was like, I want to make a movie about your everyday man. And that was initially also the decision behind Deliver. And I want to do a movie about your average everyday Joe who
yeah.
gets thrown into the deep end. And let's just see how he would react. And his problem is not like how to save the world or anything, but how can I make it alive? Or how can I make it through the day and come out on the other side of life, basically.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like where I started with Lee and where I started with that character. And when it came to when it came to Reggie, the goldfish, I thought, like any good superhero needs a sidekick.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's the Robin for his Batman, basically,
Right.
in a very, very small way, but still. And
Right.
also bringing the humanity out in these characters that's there to support that. But I think it's just great to because it's also so bizarre. I mean, you're in the middle of this just freezing weather.
Mm.
You got snow yay high and no place to go, and you're just running around with a goldfish. And it's strange. And the second me and the writers would toyed with that idea. And I wasn't even toying with the idea. It was just when that was said, I was like, yes, let's go for that. It
Yeah.
sounds bizarre and fun. I want to explore that. But no goldfish were harmed during
Yes,
the shoot,
yeah,
just so you know.
absolutely. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, I'm not really a superhero person, and I think maybe the
Mm,
problem people do have is that they lack that kind of vulnerability, or that they're genuinely you know trying to escape something, or are in harm's way. And you're right,
yeah.
there's something much more enjoyable about watching a film. Like there's the whole Die Hard argument, isn't there, about why the first Die Hard's so good? It's because he's constantly just trying, he's not invincible.
Yeah.
Uh and the goldfish, I was thinking while I was watching it, I was thinking, have you seen the William Friedkin movie Sorcerer by any chance? With the truck
Uh,
going along?
wait, with Nick Cage, Bill? Sorcerer?
No, 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 no. It's like a
No.
much older film. It's about
Oh
trucks
no, then no,
filled with
sorry.
filled with dynamite, right? And they're going along these bridges, these really treacherous bridges. And I almost thought
Okay.
that the dynamite in that truck, that's the equivalent of you and your goldfish. I was just constantly
Gotcha.
thinking, like, is the goldfish okay? Like when the car's going around and swinging around, I'm just constantly thinking about the added threat of this goldfish.
Oh, thanks.
Goldfish.
That's nice to hear. That's what you were thinking. I
Yeah.
love that.
Um, and another, I think, a really big strength of the film is that the sort of
Mm,
the manic nature of the protagonist is almost
mm,
matched in part by the whole visual construction of the film. Like it's kind of
mm,
this sort of beautifully orchestrated chaos in a way.
yeah.
And it's a really just sort of sturdy looking movie. I think it just
Mm,
looks great. Um, Highlights for me were it's just the sort of anamorphic cinematography with the sort of makes every headlight just sort of completely overwhelm the frame with this just massive lens flare, and makes everything really imposing and really striking. Could you talk a bit about your collaboration with DP Ari Viram? Is that the name? Ari
mm,
Viram? And
Already good, yeah.
just how you sort of built this effective aesthetic for this film.
Yeah. Yeah. Working with Ari is great. He's a great DP, and I was actually a little bit bummed out that he was unavailable from my first picture, but now with this one, us collabing together, it was a dream come true because he's very like-minded. Let's get our hands dirty and just what we're already worked for 24 hours. It don't matter. Let's just keep going type of
Yeah,
fellow like
yeah.
myself, and and just constantly talking about cinema, which is great. But yeah, when coming together with the visual style of the picture. it was definitely, I mean, I love a good anamorphic, and it was immediately something that I wanted to highlight to Ari, and coming from a commercial background myself, also him, we found that mutual common ground, what the aesthetics and the visuals of the picture was going to be like from
Yeah.
the very get-go. Also, when almost immediately when we started the storyboard and coming up with the visuals for the film. And I think the anamorphics for me, you mentioned the headlights very beautifully, like how those just fill the frame. I mean, if I was, let's add the location now here into the mix. Actually, I think it makes more sense. I wanted to shoot this in northern Finland. Obviously, I have great access. It's my backyard, and shoot the film here. Um, in the beauty of Lapland, Finland, and the way we just get and have snow together with the elements of the practicals. Now in this case, the car lights, and then the uses of lenses.
Mm.
It immediately was something that we wanted to use and utilize, especially the anamorphics, because the snow and the dark silhouette forest and everything works as a great canvas, and then how that comes together as a whole is just something that I found really beautiful. And so though it's this orchestrated chaos, everything sort of happens in this very peaceful, calm place, and I wanted to visuals to also highlight that.
Absolutely.
And that common ground with the DP Viram, it was found immediately. Like when he decided, okay, cool, let's hop on this and do this together.
Yeah, perfect. So had you like shot anything anamorphic before then?
Um, feature film wise, no. Commercials, yes. But
Right, yeah.
for me, this is my first anamorphic film,
Yeah.
and but it was easy go. I mean, I've dabbled and played with the gear before, and when it comes to whether it's a car commercial or you name it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So always wanted to shoot a full length feature picture with anamorphic. So yeah.
Fabulous. And obviously, you're talking about locations. I mean, that's kind of one of the most striking and unique aspects of the film, I would say, like actually shooting on location, and you have these beautiful areas, beautiful, but also, sort of worrisome, and like adding more of an added threat to a road movie. And
Yeah.
I was just wondering, also on a more practical and logistical
Mm.
side of things, how did shooting in sort of more extreme weather conditions affect the filmmaking process? And were there any things you sort of, any conflicts, any inconsistencies with the weather that you had to sort of deal with?
Mm. I mean, the biggest thing that we really had to deal with was the cold weather. That was, I mean, during winter here in Finland, winter goes from, early December till late March even,
Mm,
and continues, especially in Lapland. And sits somewhere between, -20 to -30 degrees Celsius. And then you add the wind, and then you add the ice, and then you add the snow. I mean, it's an element, definitely. I mean, you'd go there for a nice winter holiday with your family and enjoy the Christmassy vibes. But we were actually there during the busiest rush hour of winter holiday,
mm,
and which is the craziest slot to go. No, we're shooting a film here now. It's just because I didn't want to miss that season,
yeah.
and we made it work. But I think, yeah, when it came to, I mean, majority of the crew, not the cast, but the crew consists of Finnish filmmakers. So the crew is something that was, very used to obviously the weather. Um, I remember there's actually, I'm not sure if you caught it, if you've seen my face before, but when watching the picture and the prologue, I'm
Mhm.
actually the guy in the prologue because I
Oh,
had to, there's just no way I could put an actor in that situation. I was like, okay, well, it's almost like a faceless character. I'm gonna do it.
right, yeah.
Like just because of the weather. I mean, that's probably the biggest dilemmas that I had. I was like, no, I've been constantly thinking what's going to be the small little role I could do, or where could I put myself in
Yeah,
the picture. I would
absolutely.
love to do so. I was like, this is it, because no one else,
No.
first off, wanted to do it just because of the weather. And I actually ended up losing like 4 fingernails just because of dragging myself on that
What?
icy surface. And it's so cold that your fingers go numb.
Oh
So
God.
me after the takes, I was like, hold on, why is my I know it's pretty gross, so sorry to gross you out.
No.
But yeah, just fingernails flipping and flapping afterwards.
Oh
That wasn't
golly.
really really pretty. But
Right.
it was something that I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I'm no
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, but I can do this.
No, but yeah, that's proper filmmaking, isn't it? You're losing fingernails, you're freezing cold, and then you get your sort of Hitchcock moment, your appearance in the
Yeah,
film. Um,
I
yeah,
could
that's
quit.
great. So and for what was the sort of budget of this film?
We haven't really discussed budget out there publicly, and
Oh, right.
I think I might keep it as such.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I
I
was
can
just
talk. Go on.
well, I was just thinking about like it doesn't feel like it has like an insane blockbuster budget, and yet you manage to get so much spectacle and so
Mm,
much stuff for your audience that will just
mm,
be constantly entertaining to
thanks, man.
people and just impressive. I mean, it's so
Thank
much
you.
more refreshing to see films that aren't shot, we were talking about the superhero films earlier that aren't, always shot with green screens. You've got proper vehicles in this film, proper sort of
Mm,
danger, and
mm.
it's really, really exciting. And how
Well, I can say that the film wasn't free, and I mean, we have equity behind the film, like proper
yeah, yeah.
equity, but it's just something that me and the team have chosen not to discuss, and that's for no bigger reason. But yeah, thank you. No, I really appreciate your words, and I mean, you said you were talking about the set pieces and the actual usage of vehicles, and that was something that was really important to me, and for the team, and for the picture, for us to actually be able
Yeah.
to do so. And I think that's also for me, as a cinephile who loves to watch movies and talk cinema, it's also always something that I really enjoy myself
Mm,
when I know that there's an actual car that was used, or it wasn't shot in a studio somewhere,
yeah.
with LED, but it was actually shot there on location. And it's about how to come about that magic trick, really, in the end of the day. And that's, I can really appreciate that. And I was like, I have to go for the length myself as well.
Yeah.
And, but yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I mean, it just feels so real. And so I was just wondering, I mean, there's a lot of sort of car acting from Alexander here. I mean, he's sort of just like alone in a car. I was wondering, from a directorial standpoint, how easy or difficult was that? Because you're obviously not going to be in the car with him all the time. Presumably, what you're doing it like over radio, you're directing him. What was the process of directing your lead actor like in this film?
yeah, I mean, first off, working with Alexander was a privilege. He's an amazing actor, and I think he really carries the film
Mm,
like beautifully all the way through. Lucky to have him in this. But yeah, it was interesting. I mean, there's definitely some time that we spent in the vehicle, and it was just us being very patient, the
yeah,
way we went about the filming. I was most of the time, or majority of the time, I would spend in the car in front of him or behind him, or, with the monitors and the walkie-talkies. And then there are occasions when, if there ever was a bigger moment that was needed, whether that was from him or from me or us just figuring stuff out together, when we just pull aside the road and
yeah,
really
yeah,
just hash it out.
yeah,
And it was a couple of vehicles just going around these foresty roads in small town Lapland, Finland, that we then turned into Niswa, and us just being patient, really. And yeah, I mean, you can't really rush that either. It's you have to go, yeah, you have to go, and just walk the extra mile, really. Like, make those stops and just go and talk to your actor, and vice versa. Also, him, go and Joey, I would love to discuss this through and just figure this out,
yeah,
because there is, like I said, there is a lot of him also in that vehicle. And there are moments where there's hardly any dialogue.
Mm.
And it really takes a toll on an actor and, what they need to bring, into the picture. And I remember after long days, then going back to the log cabins. We shared a cabin, me and Alex, actually,
Yeah.
which was great. So we got to continue the dialogue also after the camera shut. So it was it really took a toll on him. I could tell that he was really tired after
Really. Yeah.
after the production, especially the last days. It was just, yeah,
Yeah.
just just vanished. I feel like, how much had to go through because him carrying all these different emotions in
Mm.
that small vehicle.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, you get a really great performance out of him, definitely. And I think you're right that he carries the fact it's, a unique kind of film in that you have that sort of one person who is the face of the film.
Mm,
You are always with him no matter what. And so it's a good thing that you got a really strong performer in the film. I was also going to ask about the use of CGI in the film because I mean,
mm,
so I'm an independent filmmaker myself, and I've always said that the thing I know least about is visual effects and anything to do with visual effects.
mm,
And I was just thinking about sequences like the ice breaking
mm, mm.
under the cars and that sort of suspense building. How the heck do you go about planning a sequence like that? And in terms of like what you've planned, what you're shooting on the day, and how you're sort of filming around what you know you need.
Mm. I mean, that's working really closely together with the VFX department
Mm,
prior to the actual shooting day, obviously, knowing what the location is or what the locations are. I mean, there are a couple of sequences where we have CGI added. I try to not to go to the extreme, but what is needed that we'll do, but otherwise we'll do it ourselves.
yeah.
But for example, with the ice sequence, that's one of my favorites, and that's my going back to the Spielberg thing. That's my like Indiana Jones getting away with it. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's that's just the feeling wanted to have that like just for me like
Yeah.
when doing that sequence. I mean, it's just getting the coverage really, and again, just being there together with Alex. Like this is where the ice will start
Yeah.
breaking,
Yeah.
and like just follow the loudness, the volume of my voice when I'm shouting like it's breaking, it's breaking, it's breaking, it's really fucking breaking, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when that comes, you really gotta hit pedal to the metal and just get out of
Yeah.
there. And just doing multiple tapes really, and sending those dailies in to the south and just see what they think how it plays. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, obviously you're always short with time, so there's not really time is not really luxury that we have. So just getting the coverage really, and just being really well prepared, especially as an indie filmmaker, you have to be prepared for everything. And yeah, I mean, I think thank God for in the end of the day, like I think that sequence works beautifully.
Yeah, it's great. It's definitely one of the best sequences in the film. It's
No, thanks.
really tense stuff. So the more sort of structural kind of story related
Mm,
question. At
mm,
around the halfway point of the film,
mm,
it takes a real turn. There's a real
mm,
tonal shift into much more of a sort of classic horror murder territory instead of your sort of road action thriller territory.
mm.
That really sets it apart from a film like Duel, which is completely stripped down and very simple and doesn't have, you know, anything like that really. I was wondering, where did this idea come from to sort of get them off the road and into this like sort of house almost slasher territory? And how did you find trying to handle that sort of tonal shift, as a director?
Uh, I call it let's just get to the lodge. That's what I
Mm,
I was like, us getting to the lodge is really, I mean, for Lee, it's something that he goes, oh. things are finally picking up, hopefully, there's this order or whatever, and okay, let's get the ball rolling. But then, oh snap, like I'm running into Mr. Blau again, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think, I think it was important to get Lee off the road for a while, so we would also learn about him as a character, what he would do in a situation like this, or how he would act. And I also wanted to. I mean, I don't really consider the film horror. We have the elements of horror as well. So I really wanted to explore the sort of haunted house sort of place.
Mm.
And what if we actually went off the road for a bit
Yeah.
and we're actually Mr. Blau's place? What would that look like?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's basically it in a nutshell. And I think also gives nice is a nice breather for the road as well than outside. And otherwise us in this very claustrophobic, almost like a place that on the road the area keeps changing, and now we're stuck in this big ass log mansion.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I mean, hopefully that gives you something.
Yeah, no, 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 perfect. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it does. It gives the film some sort of punctuation in a way,
Mm,
this breather, but then you then up the tension again, and it's a completely different kind of
no,
tension,
definitely.
a more sort of genre influenced tension. I mean, you've got shots with like axes covered in blood, just slowly getting closer, and and
Yeah, yeah, I mean, you're right. It's it's a place where also I'm trying to tell Julie to the audience that hey, it's also okay to because everything that goes on from there, when we stop against with the sheriff, and it's
yeah,
okay to sort of forget everything and just enjoy the ride and have
yeah,
a bit of a laugh, and
yeah,
it's not that
completely.
serious. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to also go for maybe a little bit with that. And
Yeah, no, absolutely.
yeah,
I think that comes across, and it's yes, continues to be incredibly enjoyable, and also makes the film more dynamic, makes the film more unusual. And yeah, I really like that. So sort of last question, what are you most proud of when it comes to this film?
I think I think Luki. I'm still wondering how we got this done. That's why I'm mesmerized more. I'm joking. No, but I'm. I mean, there's not. I mean, I love everything about the film. I love
Yeah,
how lucky. I feel like we got really lucky with Alex, and I'm now when I'm looking at the picture, I'm looking. Oh wow! Like we were in that movie, and we got to live through the movie because I mean, Lapland truly is like that, and I'm happy how we were able to capture it really,
yeah,
and because it is always one of that like get that lightning in the bottle type of a moment, and I
yeah,
think we
yeah,
we managed to get that, and I'm really happy it resonated with you as well.
yeah.
Hopefully it continues to do so with the rest of the audiences watching it in
Yes,
the future.
absolutely. I hope so. I mean, there's no reason why someone shouldn't enjoy this film. I mean, I can't think of maybe it's not their genre, maybe that's the only thing I can think of, but it's just like consistently entertaining. And I think you're right that one of the biggest achievements is the capturing of the location. You picked the perfect place, and then the manner in which you shot it is, it's really cleverly done and really successful. So, big
Thank you.
congratulations to you. Um,
Thank you, James.
so I should say that Delivery Run comes out on digital on the 6th of October from Plaion Pictures. If that's how you say it. And yeah, thank you so much for talking to me today, Joe.
No, thank you, James. Thanks for watching the film, and thanks for all the great questions. I really enjoyed them.
Thank you. All right, perfect.